Okay, hello guys, this is a Cipher video tutorial by me, Liam Clark. Basically I'm going to show you how a Cipher works and why you should use it in terms of security. It may not be the best encryption method in the world, but it is the easiest one to use and it is highly recommended. Right, so we're going to start off with obviously how to encrypt it. So basically, as you can see here, a Cipher is the most popular and simplest form of encryption and decryption. And basically how it works is it's a substitution cipher where you use shifts to then encrypt a message to create the ciphertext. So as we're going to use an example here to try and explain it more because you're probably confused. Say our message is hello world and we want to encrypt it with a left shift of 6. How are we going to do this? Well, first thing we need to do is get the alphabet chart, because without that it's practically impossible to do a cipher. You need to have the alphabet chart in front of you. Next up, you need to think of the first letter of your message and then do a left shift of 6 and see how it goes. So, hello world. So the first letter is H, so you go back 6 times, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So basically, as you can see, the first letter is B. So let's get rid of that. So we repeat this method then for second letter. So next one is E. So left shift of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what do you do in this situation? Ran out of letters, you still have an extra 2 shifts to go. Do you just go back like this to C? No, you don't do that, guys. Basically what you do is you, after the fourth one, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4. You then come right the way around here and do your extra 2 shifts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. So then you got 6. So now we have BY. So we just quickly get rid of this a sec. So from this, you'll be able to see that B and Y. If you continue to repeat this process, you will get a final ciphertext message as shown there of BYFFIQILFX, which is now your encrypted plain text message of hello world. If no one else knows the shift that you used, it is unlikely that they are going to know what your message is unless they use some sort of brute force attack, which would be very time consuming. And now you have officially just encrypted a message using a cipher. And as you can see, here is showing what I just showed you. You start off with the first letter, go back 6 times, it goes to B, and the same applies with A. Go back 4 times. If the alphabet ends, you then go to the end and do it twice. So, next up is obviously the decryption part. Now decryption is easy as long as you know the shift. If you know what the shift is, decrypting a hidden message of a cipher can be quite easy. But if you don't know it, it can get difficult. So as we can see here, it can be very time consuming, because if you have to use a brute force attack over and over again, you've got to keep going through each shift until you find the right shift to decrypt the message. So the example we're going to use here is we have ciphertext HFJXHW. Now it was encrypted with a shift of 5. We don't know if it was a right shift or a left shift, we just know it was a shift of 5. So once again, we need to use the alphabet chart. Now, as you can already see, if you try and use a right shift of 5, it gives you the message MFOCMB, which we know is not a word. So the plain text cannot be that. So we know that is not a right shift. A right shift will not work. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to try a left shift of 5. Let's see if that works instead. So left shift of 5, so let's give it a go. So H, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our first letter is C. And then we're going to try the second letter. So, what was it? F. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's A. So there we go, we got C and A, those are the first two letters. Now, if we continue to repeat this process, as you can see there, H goes to C and F goes to A. Now, as you can see, if you continue to repeat that process all the way through your ciphertext, you will eventually decrypt it and find the plain text Caesar. So you've successfully decrypted a hidden message because you know the shift. But here's the problem. What if you don't know the number of shifts? Because you're not always going to know the number of shifts. I mean, you may get lucky. But if you don't, it is a very difficult situation if you're trying to decrypt a ciphertext. So, as you can see, once again, brute force attack, continuous trial and error, where you basically have to continue trying until you find the right shift. Very time consuming, but if it's what you have to do, it's what you have to do. So our example again here, if we have a ciphertext NCTIG UJKHB with no idea of what the shift is, not a clue, then what you need to do is obviously go through the motions, go one shift at a time. So the first one we tried was a right shift of 1, which ended up being ODUJH-VKLIW, which obviously, once again, it's obviously not a word, so that's wrong. Also tried a left shift of 1, that also doesn't work. So at this point then, we need to go up to a shift of 2. But once again, can't do it without the alphabet chart. So ensure that you have the alphabet chart in front of you when you're doing this, because you cannot remember the alphabet in order off your head. So with this alphabet chart, it'll make your job a lot easier. Now you need to continue this process, and obviously with extremely large shifts, it can be incredibly time consuming. But luckily, with this message, it was only encrypted with 2 shifts, and it was quite easy when you just go up into the motions. I mean, a right shift of 2 doesn't work, but if you use a left shift of 2, as you can see, it will give you a plain text of large shift. Now, to prove that that is the case, as you can see, if you do a left shift of 2 from C to A, that gives you the second letter, and N to L, which is the first letter, which gives you LA. And just to prove it even more, let's say what was the third letter of the ciphertext, T. Just go back 1, 2, and as you can see there, that also goes to R. So you continue the process, and so you will decipher it, and it will come out as a large shift. But as I said, this is a small shift, and if it doesn't work, then obviously there is an issue. And what you need to do is you need to once again go through the motions, go through each shift, and hope that it eventually gets to a message, because it will. The message is hidden in there somewhere, but it will take a very long time for you to get there if it's a large shift. So you just need to hope that it's a small one, like this one. Right, next up is your turn. Basically, your turn now to see what you know and what you've learned. So I'm not going to tell you anything here. You have 4 answers. And the question to you is, what is the plain text message for HNUMGWJW if it has a shift of 5? Good luck, and I hope you get the right answer.